Every time you choose to work on what truly matters, you are investing in yourself, your future, and the legacy you want to leave behind. Success doesn't come from doing more things. It comes from doing the right things consistently, with intention and dedication. What if everything you do in a day doesn't actually move you closer to your goals? What if being busy is just a way to avoid facing what really matters? Have you ever looked back and realized that your hard work didn't create the results you hoped for? Many people spend their time on tasks that feel urgent, but don't help their progress or personal growth. How would your life change if you learned to focus only on actions that truly matter? This video is about recognizing the difference between activity and achievement. It's about making choices that bring real progress, not just filling your day with noise. If you want to stop wasting time on things that don't serve you, this message is for you. Now let's dive in. Number 1. Cut out tasks that do not build your goals. Most people are running all day checking off lists, answering calls, rushing through emails, sitting through meetings, moving fast from one thing to another. And by the end of the day, they feel exhausted. But when they stop and look back, nothing truly important moved forward. And that's the problem. We have confused movement with achievement. Being busy makes us feel like we're getting somewhere. But in truth, we're often just spinning in circles. Success does not come from how much you do. It comes from how much of what you do matters. And you've got to know the difference. You've got to stop for a moment, step back from the noise, and ask yourself with complete honesty, is this task helping me build the life I want? Is this action pushing me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, it does not belong in your day. It does not deserve your energy. It does not earn your time. People stay busy so they don't have to face the truth, because facing the truth requires courage. It means admitting you've been putting energy into things that don't count. It means realizing that for months or even years, you've been doing work that looks productive on the surface, but deep down hasn't helped you grow. That kind of honesty is uncomfortable, but it's necessary if you want to change your life. You need to take inventory of your day. What are the things you're doing regularly that eat up time but don't bring any real return? Social media scrolling, watching the news for hours, casual tasks that feel good in the moment, but add no value to your bigger mission. These are the things that steal your future while you're not looking. They feel urgent, but they are not important. Your life is not built on how fast you respond to a message or how quickly you check off tasks. It's built on the few key decisions you make and the few critical actions you take that align with your vision. That's the word alignment. Everything you do must match the direction you say you want to go. If it doesn't, it's a distraction. If it doesn't grow you, it's wasting you. Every person has 24 hours in a day. That's the only fair thing in life. What separates the ones who achieve great things from the ones who stay stuck is not talent or luck. It's clarity and discipline. It's the ability to know what matters and the strength to let go of what doesn't. You've got to learn how to say no. No to requests that aren't part of your mission. No to work that keeps you busy, but not productive. No to the things that make you feel like you're moving, when you're really just avoiding what truly needs to be done. You don't need more hours in the day. You need to remove the things that don't deserve to be there. You need to ask yourself, is this getting me closer to my goal? Is this helping me become the person I want to be? And if it's not, don't do it. Don't think about it. Don't entertain it. Cut it out. The reason most people never reach their potential is not because they don't work hard. It's because they work hard on the wrong things. They fill their days with actions that give the illusion of progress, but never produce results. You can be busy every hour and still fall behind. But when you focus on what truly matters, you can do less and achieve more. That's the truth. Real productivity is about choices. Every day you're making 100 tiny choices: where to look, where to spend your time, who to talk to, what to start, what to finish. And each choice either builds your future or steals from it. You've got to become conscious of those choices. You've got to think ahead, because if you don't, life will decide for you. And life doesn't care about your goals. You do. You don't have unlimited time. That's what makes this important. Every wasted hour is a piece of your life you never get back. Every distraction, every unnecessary task, every just for now decision, it all adds up. It steals from your energy. It steals from your potential. And one day you look up and wonder why the dream is still out of reach. It's because you were too busy being busy. Cutting out what doesn't serve you is not easy. At first it feels uncomfortable. You've been used to saying yes. You've been used to filling your day with constant motion. But discipline is what separates the average from the extraordinary. Discipline is doing what matters, even when it's not comfortable, even when it's not urgent, even when no one is watching. You have to build the habit of asking yourself, before every task, is this helping me build something real? Does this connect with the future I want? If the answer is no, be strong enough to walk away. If it doesn't matter in 5 years, don't give it 5 minutes. You've got dreams, you've got goals, you've got a future waiting to be built. But none of it will happen if you keep feeding your hours to things that don't matter. You can't let distraction win. You can't give your time to the wrong things and expect the right things to grow. Every minute counts. Every choice shapes your path. That's the truth we don't like to hear, because it puts the responsibility on us. But that's also what makes it powerful, because it means you're in control. You can decide, you can change, you can simplify your life by cutting out the noise. And when you do, something powerful happens. You gain back your focus. You gain back your energy. You gain back your time. And with that time, you build. You build the life you want. You build skills, you build habits. You build relationships that lift you up. You build a future that means something to you. But you don't get that future by doing everything. You get it by doing the right things. So look at your life right now. Look at your daily routines. Look at what you're giving your energy to. Be honest. Be brave. Cut what needs to go. Say goodbye to anything that doesn't help you grow. Trade busyness for direction. Trade motion for progress. Trade distraction for meaning. You are not here to stay busy. You are here to build something that matters. Number 2, focus only on actions that move you forward. Every day, people are pulled in 10 different directions. There are responsibilities waiting, requests coming in, people needing attention, endless lists that look important. But not everything in front of you deserves your focus. Life will always offer you a dozen things to do, but the truth is only a few of those things actually matter. Only a few truly push your life to the next level. You have to start being selective. You have to stop reacting to everything and start acting with purpose. Too many people spend their days being active, but not effective. They do what feels urgent, but ignore what is essential. They keep busy, but don't move ahead. What matters is not how much effort you give, but what that effort is pointed at. If it's not aimed in the right direction, it becomes wasted effort. That's why you must choose your actions carefully. If it doesn't push you toward your goal, it's holding you back from it. You don't need more willpower or more hours. What you need is sharper focus. You need to train your mind to recognize which actions actually create movement and which ones just keep you spinning in place. Not all hard work leads to progress. Some work only keeps you stuck. What changes your life is the work that builds the next step. Every goal you have requires energy, but that energy is limited. You wake up with a full tank, and if you give it away to the wrong tasks, there won't be enough left for what truly matters. That's why focus is power. It saves your energy for the right fight. It gives you a chance to put your best effort into the few things that actually move the needle. You've got to get clear on what you want. Without clarity, you'll spend years chasing distractions that feel good in the moment, but do nothing for your future. And clarity doesn't come from doing more. It comes from stopping to think. It comes from questioning every task. It comes from asking yourself again and again, does this take me forward or just keep me busy? Progress is not automatic. It's intentional. It doesn't show up because you stayed up late or checked off 10 items on your list. It shows up when you spend your time doing the few things that bring real results. That might be having a hard conversation you've been avoiding. It might be sitting down with discipline to build a skill. It might be turning off distractions and finishing what you started. That's how you move forward, by making decisions that demand effort and direction. People love to avoid discomfort, but comfort is the enemy of forward motion. The actions that move you forward are often the hardest. They require thought. They take courage. They involve sacrifice. But they are the ones that shape who you become. If your day is filled with only easy tasks, chances are you're standing still. Growth doesn't come from what's easy. It comes from what's necessary. You've got to become a master at identifying what's truly worth doing. That means turning down distractions. That means removing things from your schedule that feel productive, but go nowhere. It means learning how to stop giving your energy to things that make no difference. You are responsible for how you spend your time. No one else is coming to organize your life. No one else is going to prioritize your goals for you. It's on you. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. One focused action a day is more powerful than a full day of scattered efforts. One decision that moves you forward is more valuable than 20 that just keep you busy. If you want your future to change, your actions must be aimed at something bigger than today's pressure. Your attention is your most valuable asset. If you waste it on things that don't grow you, you'll pay the price later. But if you protect it and use it wisely, you'll build something meaningful. You'll build a life you don't need to escape from. That doesn't happen by chance. It happens when you cut through the noise and give yourself permission to focus on what matters. Discipline is saying yes to the right things and no to everything else. It's knowing that you don't have to do it all. You just have to do what counts. And often what counts is hard to do. It's not always fun. It doesn't always give quick results, but it brings lasting change. And that's what you're after. Take a hard look at how you spend your day. Look at where your attention goes. Look at what fills your calendar. Are you doing what brings you closer to your vision? Or are you just reacting to what's easiest? If you want change, you have to create it. And that means doing fewer things, but doing the right things. Don't confuse urgency with importance. Not every message needs a response right now. Not every opportunity deserves your attention. The world will pull at you from every angle, but you don't have to go with it. You can step back and ask, does this help me build the life I want? If it doesn't, it's not for you. Every person who has ever achieved something great has done it by learning to focus. They put their time and energy into the few key actions that mattered. They cut out the rest. That's how they grew. That's how they won. They didn't chase everything. They pursued what mattered. Your life doesn't need to be filled with activity. It needs to be filled with purpose. Every action should serve a reason. If you can't find the reason, don't do it. Stay close to what's real. Stay close to what matters. Give your energy to the work that pushes your life forward. That's how you change things. That's how you grow. That's how you lead yourself to a life worth living. Number 3, measure your results, not the hours you spend. Too many people are proud of how long they worked, but forget to ask what they actually achieved. It's not about how tired you are at the end of the day. It's about what got done. There are people who work 10 hours and accomplish nothing meaningful. Then there are those who work 2 hours and create powerful results. The difference isn't in time. The difference is in intention and outcome. You have to stop keeping score with the clock and start keeping score with your progress. Time is just a container. What you put into it is what counts. You could spend your whole day moving papers around, answering messages, sitting in front of a screen. But if nothing improves in your life, that time was wasted. You can't keep telling yourself you're working hard when your goals remain untouched. Start paying attention to what you produce. What did you actually complete? What moved forward? What improved because of your effort? If you can't name it, then you need to ask yourself what you're really doing. This is not about working longer. It's about working better. Every action must serve a purpose. Every task should bring a clear result. Otherwise, you're just filling time. There's a dangerous mindset in our world that says being busy means being valuable. That's not true. Activity does not mean effectiveness. Some of the busiest people accomplish the least. They are stuck in routines that look like work, but don't change their future. You don't get rewarded for showing up. You get rewarded for growing up. That means doing things that count. If you want to improve your life, you must stop using time spent as a measure of success. No one cares how many hours you sat at your desk. No one rewards you for being busy all day. What matters is what you did with your time. What you built, what you changed, what you delivered. Time is just a tool. Results are the reward. Think about someone training for a marathon. Running in circles in the backyard for hours is not the same as following a plan that builds distance and endurance. In the same way, just putting in hours doesn't mean you're getting better. You've got to measure improvement. Ask yourself where you are today compared to yesterday. Look at the numbers. Look at the outcomes. Look at the growth. When you stop chasing hours and start chasing impact, everything shifts. You begin to think differently. You choose your tasks more wisely. You focus on what truly matters. You cut out distractions because they don't lead to results. You give your energy to what brings return. And that's when real momentum starts. You should be able to look back at your day and point to something specific that got done. Something you can see. Something you can measure. A decision made. A step taken. A project completed. A goal moved closer. If you can't do that, then ask yourself what stole your time. Ask yourself what filled your hours, but left your life unchanged. You're not in this to impress people with how much you worked. You're here to grow. You're here to achieve something that means something to you. That only happens when you measure results, not feelings, not hours, not effort. Results, that's where the truth lives. Start holding yourself accountable to the outcomes. Write them down, track them. Check your progress every week. Make it clear, make it visible, because what you track, you improve. And when you start measuring real progress, you'll find yourself making smarter choices. You'll stop wasting time on tasks that look important, but do nothing for your life. You'll start working with urgency and direction. You won't just be moving, you'll be building. You'll look at your day and ask, what result do I want by the end of today? And that one question will shape everything you do. It will keep you from drifting. It will keep you grounded in what matters. You need to stop being proud of being busy. Start being proud of getting things done. Start being proud of making progress. Start being proud of taking responsibility for your outcomes. That's what changes the game. That's what separates the ones who move forward from the ones who stay stuck. Every minute counts, but only if it produces something real. Don't let your energy go to waste. Don't confuse motion with progress. Choose actions that bring value. Choose tasks that build something meaningful. Don't let your day be full of effort with no effect. You deserve better than that. This is your life. This is your time. You can't afford to keep measuring it the wrong way. If you spent 5 hours doing something that leads nowhere, it was 5 hours too many. If you spent 1 focused hour doing something that moved your life forward, that hour was a win. Learn to tell the difference. Learn to value quality over quantity. When you walk away from your work, don't ask yourself how long you worked. Ask what you created. Ask what you improved. Ask what result you can point to. That's the question that keeps you honest. That's the question that keeps you growing. That's the question that separates a worker from a builder. You don't have to be the busiest person in the room. You just have to be the one who gets things done. And the only way to know if you're making progress is to stop watching the clock and start watching your outcomes. Because results don't lie. They show you who you are and how you work. They tell the truth about what you've been doing with your time. You need to become a person who lives by outcomes, someone who tracks improvement, someone who cares more about direction than duration. You don't win by working long. You win by working smart. You win by choosing your actions with purpose. You win by doing what actually matters. Keep your eyes on your progress, not your hours. Keep your focus on completion, not on being busy. Because at the end of the day, your future doesn't care how many hours you spent. It only cares about what you built. Number 4, say no to things that drain your purpose. You don't need to say yes to everything. You don't need to be available to everyone. You don't need to accept every request, every invite, every task. You have a purpose, and that purpose deserves protection. Every time you say yes to something that pulls you away from it, you are trading your future for someone else's agenda. The truth is, not everything deserves your energy. Not every opportunity is worth your attention. You have to be strong enough to turn things down. You have to be clear enough to know what belongs in your life and what doesn't. That kind of discipline builds direction. Life becomes heavy when you carry things that don't belong to you. You feel tired not because of the work, but because of the weight of things that serve no purpose. You allow people into your space who take but never give. You commit to activities that make you busy but not fulfilled. You go places you don't want to go, do things you don't want to do, and spend time with people who drain your drive. That's not noble. That's self-sabotage. You need to learn the power of saying no Saying no is not rude. It's not selfish. It's responsible. It's mature. It means you understand what matters, and you protect it. When you say no to what doesn't belong, you create space for what does. You make room for your goals. You make room for growth. You give your best to the things that deserve your best. That's how you keep your fire alive. That's how you stay strong. Purpose needs boundaries. It cannot survive in chaos. If your days are filled with things that don't align with where you want to go, then don't expect to get there. You cannot build a life of meaning while living in constant distraction. You cannot pursue greatness while entertaining nonsense. There will always be people who don't understand your vision. There will always be requests that pull you away. You have to have the courage to decline. You have to protect your peace. Most people don't get stuck because they lack talent. They get stuck because they lack focus. They scatter their energy. They get involved in drama. They respond to everything. They get lost in noise. And little by little their vision fades. Their purpose becomes buried under things that don't matter. You have to be different. You have to keep your eyes on what truly matters to you. That means you have to practice saying no. No to people who only show up when they need something. No to habits that keep you stuck in place. No to events that waste your time. No to behaviors that break your discipline. No to distractions that feel good, but cost too much. Every yes has a cost. Every yes takes time. Every yes takes energy. And if you keep giving it away, you'll have nothing left for yourself. Start choosing you. Start choosing your mission. Start choosing progress. People might not like it, but they don't have to live your life. You do. They don't carry your pain. They don't know your dreams. They don't understand your purpose. It's yours. And it's your job to protect it. If something pulls you away from it, say no. It doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't need to apologize for honoring your path. You can be kind and firm. You can say, I'm focusing on something important right now. That's enough. The people who care about you will understand. The ones who don't matter. Your future is not up for negotiation. The world is filled with noise. It will tempt you with things that look fun but leave you empty. It will offer you comfort that kills your edge. It will fill your calendar with things that look important but do nothing for your soul. You have to see through it. You have to stay awake. You have to ask yourself, does this move me closer or farther from who I want to be? If it pulls you away, walk away. Purpose is not loud. It doesn't shout. It's quiet and steady. You can't hear it when your life is full of chaos. You need space to think. You need silence to feel. You need room to grow. That's why you must be selective. The more clear you are about your purpose, the more often you'll need to say no. It's a sign that you're choosing wisely. It's a sign that you're respecting yourself. You can't build a strong life if you're always trying to please everyone. You can't chase every invitation. You can't follow every voice. You need your own lane. You need your own rhythm. You need your own values. And when something comes along that doesn't match them, let it pass. Protect your mind. Protect your schedule. Protect your energy. These are your tools. Use them wisely. You might feel guilt when you start saying no. That's normal. But remember, every time you say yes to something meaningless, you're saying no to something meaningful. You're saying no to your peace, no to your growth, no to your progress. And over time, that's what leads to regret. Regret doesn't come from doing less. It comes from giving your life to things that had no value. This is not about being selfish. This is about being responsible. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give your best when you're constantly distracted. You cannot move forward when you're pulled in too many directions. You need clarity. You need structure. You need to own your time. That means being strong enough to say no. Learn to notice the things that drain you. Pay attention to how you feel after certain conversations. Look at how your energy shifts after certain activities. Not everything that feels urgent is important. Not everyone who wants your time deserves it. Protect yourself. You have a future to build. There will be times when saying no feels uncomfortable, but discomfort is better than resentment. One short moment of honesty can protect your peace for days. You don't owe everyone your time. You owe yourself your best effort. If something takes you away from your values, it's not for you. Train yourself to recognize the difference between what helps and what harms, between what builds and what breaks, between what lifts you and what leaves you empty. Say no to the things that take more than they give. Say no to people who talk but don't listen. Say no to actions that feed your ego but starve your soul. Every no you say to the wrong thing is a yes to your purpose. Every no is a step closer to clarity. Every no is an act of self-respect. Every no is a decision to live your life on your terms. You don't need to chase approval. You don't need to explain your boundaries. You just need to live your truth. That's how you protect your purpose. That's how you stay free. That's how you move forward. Number 5. Schedule your day around what truly matters. Most people don't plan their day with intention. They react to what shows up. They respond to the urgent instead of focusing on the important. If you want to live a life of purpose, you can't afford to spend your day doing things that don't serve your mission. Your time is the most valuable resource you have. Once it's gone, it's gone. You don't get it back. That's why you need to structure your day with clarity. You need to start with what matters most and build your time around it, not the other way around. When you wake up, you should already know what your day is about. It shouldn't begin with scrolling or noise. It should begin with alignment. Before the world has a chance to distract you, you've got to decide what gets your attention. If it doesn't move you forward, it shouldn't be in your schedule. Your calendar should reflect your priorities, not your distractions. Each day must serve your future. What happens when you don't schedule with purpose? You end up busy, but not effective. You fill your hours, but nothing changes. You keep doing tasks, answering messages, going from place to place, but the goals stay out of reach. It's not because you're lazy. It's because your focus is scattered. You have to take back control of your day. That means making real choices about how your time is spent. That means deciding what deserves your best energy. You can't leave it to chance. If you don't plan your hours, someone else will fill them. You'll find yourself stuck in meetings that mean nothing to you. You'll take phone calls that lead nowhere. You'll say yes to things that don't bring you peace. That's what happens when you don't choose. That's what happens when your schedule runs you instead of you running your schedule. You can change that. You can create a system that works for your goals. Start by asking yourself, what truly matters to me? What work actually moves me forward? What habits improve my life? What actions bring me closer to the person I want to become? If you can answer those questions with honesty, you'll know what belongs in your day. You'll know what to make time for. You'll know what to push aside. Clarity makes decision-making simple. When you know what matters, everything else becomes noise. The morning is your most powerful time. That's when your mind is clear. That's when your willpower is strong. Don't waste those early hours on tasks that don't challenge you. That's when you do the work that matters most. That's when you write, build, study, and plan. Save the lighter work for later. If you spend your best energy on low-priority tasks, you won't have anything left for the big things. You can't afford to misuse your best hours. Create time blocks. Know exactly when you'll do what. Structure gives you freedom. When you have a clear plan, your mind stops wandering. You stop second-guessing. You stop hesitating. You just show up and do the work. That kind of rhythm builds momentum. It removes the friction. It helps you stay on track. You don't need more hours in the day. You need more focus in the hours you have. If it doesn't fit your priorities, it doesn't belong in your schedule. Don't make room for people who disrespect your time. Don't add tasks just to look busy. Don't say yes because you're afraid to say no. This is your time. Use it on purpose. Every minute you spend should have meaning. Every block of time should have direction. If you treat time with respect, it will reward you with results. Take breaks with intention too. Rest is part of the process. It's not about grinding until you collapse. It's about doing meaningful work, then recovering with purpose. You can't give your best if you're always exhausted. Schedule your rest just like your work. Use that time to recharge. Use it to connect. Use it to reflect. Then get back to building. Discipline comes from consistency. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait for motivation. Build a schedule and follow it. Discipline doesn't care about mood. Discipline is doing what matters even when you don't feel like it, That's what separates the committed from the casual. That's how you get ahead, while others waste their hours. You won't always feel like showing up. That's normal. But if your schedule is aligned with your goals, you'll have a reason to push through. Emotion can't be your only driver. It has to be your values. When you know why you're doing something, it's easier to keep doing it, even on the hard days. Especially on the hard days. You've got to eliminate time traps. Identify what steals your attention. Notice where your energy goes. Is it social media? Is it unnecessary conversations? Is it switching between tasks too often? Clean up your environment. Create a space where you can focus. Turn off notifications. Put your phone away during deep work. Make your surroundings support your discipline. Review your day every night. Look back and ask, did I spend my time on what matters? Did I get closer to my goals today? If not, what got in the way? This is not about guilt. It's about learning. It's about improving your approach. You can adjust. You can get better. But you can't change what you don't examine. Keep track of how you spend your hours. Make sure they align with who you want to be. Nobody becomes excellent by accident. You don't stumble into success. You build it 1 hour at a time. You construct it with the choices you make each day. And those choices become habits. And those habits create your future. If you want to live with purpose, you must plan with purpose. Your time reflects your priorities. What you schedule, you value. What you don't, you neglect. Start small. Pick one thing that matters and put it on your calendar. Make it non-negotiable. Show up for it daily. Then build from there. Over time, your schedule becomes your support system. It carries you through. It holds you accountable. It becomes the path to who you want to become. You don't need to do everything. You need to do the right things. You don't need to fill every hour. You need to protect the important ones. You don't need to impress people. You need to stay true to your values. Choose what matters. Plan around it. Protect it. Live by it. Your day is your life in miniature. What you do with it determines what you build tomorrow. Number 6, track your time and eliminate all distractions. You can't improve what you don't measure. Every minute you live is either spent building your life or losing it to things that don't matter. If you don't know where your time is going, you'll keep wondering why your goals feel out of reach. That's the danger of living without awareness. You believe you're doing enough, but you're just moving in circles. The first step to progress is clarity. You need to see your patterns clearly. You need to understand how your day is being spent, down to the detail. Most people don't realize how much time they waste. They underestimate it. A few minutes here, a few clicks there, and soon an entire day is gone. And they say they're too busy. The truth is, they're distracted. They're reacting instead of creating. They're checking instead of building. They're scrolling instead of doing. You can't become who you're meant to be if your attention is scattered all the time. You need to reclaim your focus. Start by tracking your hours. Use a journal. Use a timer. Use anything that makes you see your time honestly. Look at your day and write down what you actually did, not what you planned, what you actually gave your hours to. This is where the truth lives. Were you doing work that mattered? Were you investing your time or just spending it on impulse? Were you acting on purpose or reacting to everything around you? You can't grow without facing this. When you track your time, you expose the distractions. You begin to see what breaks your momentum. Maybe it's checking your phone every 10 minutes. Maybe it's trying to multitask and ending up doing nothing well. Maybe it's conversations that drain you or tasks that don't belong to you. You can't fix what you don't confront. When you track, you learn. And when you learn, you get to make better choices. Distractions don't always look harmful. Sometimes they wear the mask of usefulness. A meeting that feels productive, but leads nowhere. An email that pulls you into a task you didn't plan for. A news article that triggers your emotions, but adds no value. These little shifts of attention steal your focus without warning. Over time, they leave you exhausted and behind. If you want to rise, you must protect your attention like it's gold. You need rules for your focus. Create boundaries that keep you on task. Turn off the noise. Disable what pulls you in. Keep your phone out of reach when doing deep work. Use one tab on your browser if you need to write. Let people know when you're unavailable. You're not being rude. You're being committed. There's a big difference between being connected and being controlled. Don't let every ping and alert run your mind. Some people say they can handle distractions. That's not true. Science proves otherwise. Every time you switch tasks, your brain loses efficiency. It takes longer to refocus. Your energy drains faster. You make more mistakes. The human brain was designed for depth, not constant switching. If you want to do work that counts, you must give it your full attention. That means eliminating what doesn't belong in that moment. Track what you do. See how long it really takes to finish a task. Then compare that to what you thought it would take. That gap reveals a lot. It shows whether you're overcommitting. It shows whether you're getting distracted mid-task. It shows whether your systems work or need fixing. Without that data, you're guessing. With it, you're improving. You can create a simple daily log. Write down the time, the task, and the outcome. At the end of the day, look at what you did and ask yourself, did this move me forward? Was this time well spent? What can I change tomorrow? These questions will keep you sharp. They'll force you to make better use of your hours. Awareness breeds discipline. Your future depends on your ability to focus. Dreams don't die from lack of talent. They die from poor attention. They die in the small moments that get stolen by distractions. You don't lose years. You lose seconds that turn into minutes that build into lost days. If you guard those seconds, you take control. That's where the power lies. That's where change begins. Make it your mission to work in blocks of focused time. Choose one thing and do only that. No multitasking, no switching, just full presence. You'll get more done in 1 hour of deep focus than in 5 hours of jumping between things. Track how you feel after doing focused work. Notice the sense of progress. Notice how your stress goes down. Clarity brings peace. Not everything that comes your way needs a response. Some things can wait. Some things don't need your attention at all. Learn to filter. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Make sure the yes is worth it. Make sure it serves your mission. Make sure it's not stealing your time and giving you nothing in return. Keep your environment clean. Physical clutter leads to mental clutter. A messy space divides your focus. Clean your desk. Organize your tools. Create a space that supports your goals. Your surroundings affect your performance. When your space is clean, your mind can think. When your tools are ready, your work flows faster. Use tools that support your focus. Use a timer. Use a calendar. Use reminders that keep you on track. But don't let the tools become a distraction themselves. The goal is not to manage time perfectly. It's to manage your energy wisely. Know when you're at your best and plan your hardest tasks during those times. Protect your peak hours. Review your week just like you review your day. See which days were productive and why. See which days you lost to distractions. Find patterns. Fix what's broken. Build on what's working. This habit alone can transform your results. Most people live the same week over and over and call it life. You can live on purpose instead. Every minute matters. Every hour shapes your outcome. You don't need to work longer. You need to work smarter. You don't need more time. You need fewer distractions. You don't need more effort. You need better focus. Track your time and take control. Eliminate what doesn't belong. Remove what doesn't serve you. Build your life on intention, not accident. Take your attention back from the things that don't deserve it. Your focus is your power. Number 7. Commit fully to one goal at a time. When your energy is divided across too many directions, nothing moves forward with strength. You end up busy, but you never feel progress. You try to touch everything, but you hold nothing. You say yes to multiple goals at once, and all you create is noise in your mind. Human beings were not built to do everything at the same time. You are most powerful when your focus is single, sharp, and steady. One clear goal, one strong effort, one direction at a time. That is how meaningful progress is made. If you want your life to change, pick one goal and give it everything. Let it lead your decisions. Let it shape your daily habits. Let it be the reason behind your routine. A scattered life is an unfulfilled life. You can chase 10 things and feel like you're moving, or you can choose one that matters most and finally break through. The truth is, trying to do too much at once is a form of procrastination. It gives you the illusion of effort without the reward of completion. You don't rise by doing more. You rise by doing what matters, deeply, completely, and without distraction. When you chase too many outcomes, your standards drop. You start doing things half-heartedly. You're stretched too thin. You say it's good enough, even when it's not. But when you choose one goal, you raise your personal bar. You work with intention. You think deeply. You act with care. You give your time to quality, not just quantity. This is how excellence is born. Not in multitasking, but in mastery. Mastery begins when you stop jumping between things. It begins when you stop trying to build 10 bridges at once and commit to finishing one. That one goal becomes your priority. You wake up thinking about it. You schedule your day around it. You learn for it. You train for it. You prepare for it. You show up to it like it's a promise you made to yourself. That kind of commitment builds momentum. And momentum is where transformation happens. Don't confuse speed with power. Many people are moving fast, but going nowhere. They switch goals every month. They start things, but they rarely finish. They stay busy so they can avoid facing the discomfort of staying with one thing long enough to see results. It's easy to start something new. It's harder to stay with one goal when it gets boring, tough, or uncertain. But that's where the growth lives. That's where you build resilience. That's where your future self is waiting for you. Look back at your past. How many goals have you started and dropped? How many times did you move on because it felt slow or uncomfortable? Now ask yourself, what would have happened if you had stayed with just one of them? Where would you be now if you had given one dream your full effort for 1 year? That answer tells you everything. It tells you that scattered energy kills results. It tells you that commitment, not interest, is the difference between dreams and reality. You must make a decision. Pick one target. Write it down. Define it clearly. Understand why it matters to you. Let that goal become your compass. Don't allow shiny distractions to pull you away. Don't let doubt trick you into quitting. Stay with it. Stay in the process long enough to learn, long enough to grow, long enough to win. Growth doesn't come to those who keep switching paths. It comes to those who walk one path with courage and consistency. Choose a goal that aligns with your values. Something that matters to you deeply. Not just something that looks good on paper or impresses others. You need a reason that comes from within. That reason will carry you when motivation fades. That reason will keep you working when progress is slow. That reason will remind you why you started when fear shows up. Once your goal is clear, eliminate everything that does not support it. This is where most people fall off. They commit in their mind, but not in their habits. You must structure your environment around your goal. Say no to tasks that pull you away. Stop trying to serve two missions. If it doesn't move you closer, remove it. This is how you build momentum. Not by doing more, but by doing less, with more focus and more intensity. Every day ask yourself, what is the one thing I must do today that pushes this goal forward? Then do that first. Make it non-negotiable. Build your schedule around that action. Make sure your goal is not just written down, but lived out in your routine. Most people treat their goals like wishes. You must treat yours like a responsibility. Your progress is your responsibility. Track your efforts. See how consistent you are. See where you drift. Catch the patterns early. Adjust quickly. Your job is not to be perfect. Your job is to stay committed, even when it's slow, even when it's hard, even when nothing seems to be happening. The truth is, most results are hidden for a while, but that doesn't mean they're not coming. The people who win are the ones who stay, the ones who stay focused, the ones who don't quit after a bad day or a rough week. You'll be tempted to add more. You'll be tempted to start new things when this one feels heavy. Don't fall for that. Stay with it. Every goal worth having will test your patience. It will challenge your belief. It will demand your discipline. That's the price of growth. You can't skip it. But if you stay the course, the reward is real. You'll not only reach the goal, you'll become someone stronger along the way. You don't need a backup goal. You need a better plan. You don't need more options. You need more discipline. You don't need to do more things. You need to do one thing well. When you give your energy to one clear outcome, your actions sharpen. Your results compound. Your growth accelerates. It's not magic. It's focus. Success is not about doing everything. It's about doing what matters. Not sometimes, not when it's easy, but daily. That kind of effort changes everything. That kind of effort builds the life you want. If you're tired of starting over, stop quitting. If you want real progress, stop jumping between goals. Pick one. Commit fully. Build it with your hands. Stand by it with your heart. Stay with it long enough to see the results. That is how change is made. One clear goal, one focused effort, one step at a time. Fully, truly, completely committed. Number 8. Review your habits and replace the useless ones. Your habits are the invisible architecture of your life. They decide what kind of results you get, whether you move forward or stay stuck. You may think your goals will shape your future, but it's your habits that will decide whether you reach those goals or not. Every single day, your actions either bring you closer to who you want to be or further from it. That's why it's not enough to just have big dreams. You need to inspect the small actions you repeat every day, because those are either helping you grow or quietly holding you back. The truth is, we all have habits we never question. They've been there for years. Some we picked up from childhood, others from our environment, some out of survival, and some simply because they were easy. But what once helped you survive might now be slowing your progress. What once gave you comfort might now be draining your time. You cannot create a better life while clinging to behaviors that no longer serve the person you want to become. Start by taking an honest look at how you spend your day. Don't judge yourself. Just observe. Look at your routines from morning until night. What do you do when you wake up? Where does your focus go? How much time do you waste scrolling or reacting instead of planning and acting? Look at how often you delay what matters. How often you say you'll start later. These are not small details. These are the habits that quietly shape your outcomes. If you want to be more, you have to do more of what works and less of what doesn't. You don't need to work more hours. You need to work smarter within the hours you already have. That begins by reviewing your habits without excuses. If a habit isn't useful, it's harmful. If it doesn't push you toward your vision, it's slowing you down. The danger of a useless habit is not that it ruins one day, it's that it steals years when left unchecked. A small bad habit repeated daily becomes the reason you stay in the same place. That's why reviewing your habits regularly is not optional. It's necessary. Think about it. If your car started pulling you off the road every time you drove, wouldn't you take it in for an alignment? Your habits are no different. If they keep pulling you off track, you need to stop and realign. You can't live your best life on autopilot. You have to stay awake to your choices. This takes honesty. You can't change what you refuse to admit. If you're spending 2 hours every evening watching mindless content, say it. Don't sugarcoat it. If you're procrastinating on what matters and doing meaningless tasks to feel busy, face it, awareness is the first step to growth. Once you know which habits are in the way, you can take control again. You are not a victim of your routines. You created them, and that means you can replace them. Replacing a habit starts with understanding what triggers it. What's the situation? What's the feeling? What's the thought that comes before it? Most bad habits are responses to discomfort. You feel bored, so you scroll. You feel anxious, so you avoid. You feel uncertain, so you distract. If you don't address the root feeling, the habit will return again and again. But once you become aware, you can pause. You can choose differently. And when you remove a useless habit, don't leave that space empty. Replace it with a new behavior that supports your growth. If you stop watching 2 hours of TV, use that time to read, to plan, to rest deeply, to learn a new skill, to build something that lasts. The goal isn't just to stop wasting time, it's to reclaim that time and make it meaningful. Every minute you free from a useless habit is a minute you can invest in yourself. Make these replacements realistic. Start with one. Don't try to change 10 habits overnight. Pick the one that causes the most damage and deal with that first. Change is built in layers. Every time you succeed at replacing one habit, you build belief. You prove to yourself that you have control. That proof is what drives your next change. Small wins build big transformations. Track your habits daily, not to punish yourself, but to stay aware. You can't fix what you ignore. Keep a record. See what days go well and why. See what days go badly and what triggered them. That kind of insight is power. You start to understand yourself better. You stop repeating old patterns blindly. You begin to see what leads to good days and what creates bad ones. That knowledge gives you the edge. Create an environment that supports your new habits. If you want to stop wasting time, remove the temptations from sight. If you want to read more, place the books where you can see them. If you want to work on your dream, block the time in your schedule. Make it hard to slip back into your old routines. Your environment shapes your behavior more than you think. Set it up to make good choices easier. Remember, habits are not just actions. They're votes for who you are. Every time you follow through on a useful habit, you reinforce your identity. You become someone who values time, someone who keeps promises, someone who takes life seriously. But when you keep repeating habits that waste your energy, you send the opposite message to yourself. You teach yourself that it's okay to stay stuck. If you're not reviewing your habits, you're living on yesterday's decisions. And if yesterday's decisions aren't creating the life you want, it's time to make new ones. That's the path of growth. Not perfection, just small, steady improvements made with awareness and purpose. This is what separates those who grow from those who stay the same. You have to ask yourself, are my daily habits building my future or just filling my time? That question alone can change everything. Review often, replace with intention. Build your routines like your life depends on it, because it does. The future you want is hidden in the actions you repeat. Change the habits, and you change the direction of your life. One day at a time, one decision at a time, one habit at a time. Number 9, choose progress over the illusion of activity. Many people mistake being busy for being productive. They fill their days with tasks that look impressive, but don't actually move them forward. It's easy to fall into the trap of doing things just to feel like you're working hard. This illusion of activity gives a false sense of accomplishment, while real progress slips through your fingers. True growth doesn't come from how busy you appear, but from the meaningful steps you take towards your goals. When you look closely at your day, ask yourself, am I making real progress or just staying active? Are the things on my to-do list actually important or just distractions dressed as work? This moment of clarity can change how you view your time. Activity is easy. It's tempting to fill your hours with small tasks that don't challenge you because it feels safe and comfortable. But comfort never leads to growth. If you want to succeed, you must focus on progress, not just activity. Progress means doing what matters most. It means focusing on results rather than effort. It requires making choices that push you out of your comfort zone and asking hard questions about your priorities. Each action you take should have a clear purpose. If it doesn't contribute directly to your goal, it's simply wasting your energy. That's why choosing progress requires discipline and courage. Activity without progress is like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not getting anywhere. Many people live like this without realizing it. They spend hours answering emails, attending meetings that don't matter, or managing tasks that could be delegated or ignored. These activities make them feel busy, but do nothing to build their dreams. If you want to change this, you have to recognize that being busy is not enough. You must shift your focus to what brings results. Real progress comes from clarity. You must know what your end goal is and keep it front and center every day. Without this clarity, it's easy to get distracted by urgent but unimportant tasks. When you're clear about what matters, every decision becomes easier. You learn to say no to the things that drain your time and energy without helping you move forward. Saying no is not about being negative. It's about protecting your focus and making space for what's truly important. It's also important to measure progress in tangible ways. Too many people work long hours, but never track what they actually accomplish. They count hours instead of milestones. Progress is about what you produce, not how long you spend working. When you measure your results, you can adjust your actions to stay on the right path. This way, you don't waste time on busy work, but double down on what works. Choose your tasks wisely every day. Focus on the small but meaningful steps that build momentum. Completing a challenging task that moves you closer to your goal is far more valuable than doing 10 easy tasks that don't add value. The satisfaction you get from real progress will fuel your motivation and keep you going. It's a cycle of positive reinforcement that busy activity alone can't create. Sometimes progress feels slow. It's natural to want quick results, but rushing through tasks just to check boxes creates the illusion of progress, not the reality. Taking your time to do things well, to learn from mistakes, and to build solid foundations is how lasting progress is made. The key is consistency and focus, not speed or quantity. Small, steady improvements add up to big change. The mindset of choosing progress means you don't settle for being busy for the sake of it. You challenge yourself to ask deeper questions every day. What action today brings me closer to my goal? What can I do better or differently? What distractions can I remove to clear my path? This kind of questioning keeps your mind sharp and your purpose clear. Remember that distractions are everywhere. The world is full of things designed to capture your attention and waste your time. Social media, emails, meetings, notifications, all of these can pull you away from real progress. You must be intentional about protecting your time. Turn off what's not essential. Create boundaries. Find quiet time to focus deeply on the work that matters. This discipline will set you apart from those who stay trapped in busy but unproductive routines. Progress also requires embracing discomfort. Growth happens when you face challenges and push through resistance. It's easy to stay busy with easy tasks, but hard to tackle the tough problems or learn new skills. When you choose progress, you choose to confront what's uncomfortable. You don't run from problems. You face them head on. That's how you develop strength and wisdom. Focus on building habits that encourage progress. Create routines that support your goals. Prioritize high-impact activities each day. Eliminate the non-essential. Use tools and strategies that keep you accountable. Over time, these habits become second nature and keep you moving forward even when motivation fades. Sometimes progress means making sacrifices. You may have to give up certain comforts or distractions to stay on track. This can feel difficult, but it's necessary for growth. Every sacrifice is an investment in your future. It's a choice to value what really matters over what's easy or pleasant. Celebrate your progress regularly. When you acknowledge the steps you've taken, you reinforce your commitment and build confidence. Progress is a journey with ups and downs, not a destination you arrive at all at once. Recognizing each milestone keeps your spirit alive and your goals in sight. Keep in mind that progress isn't always linear. Sometimes you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. This is normal. What matters is that you keep moving. Don't get discouraged by setbacks or slow days. Use them as lessons to adjust and improve. The mindset of progress over activity keeps you focused on the big picture, not just the momentary feeling of being busy. Every day you have a choice. You can fill your schedule with tasks that make you feel important but lead nowhere. Or you can choose actions that move you closer to your dreams. Choosing progress means living intentionally. It means taking responsibility for your time and energy. It means refusing to settle for less than your potential. You don't have to do everything at once. Small, focused efforts add up over time. Consistency beats intensity. Progress comes from deliberate, thoughtful work, not rushing to do more. Keep your eyes on the prize, and let that guide your daily choices. This mindset will transform how you work and how you live. It will teach you to value your time and respect your energy. You will start to notice how much more you achieve when you focus on progress instead of activity. Your results will improve, your confidence will grow, and your life will change in ways you never imagined. Progress is the true measure of productivity. Keep your attention there. Work smarter, not just harder. Your future depends on the choices you make today. Choose progress and watch how your life unfolds. Number 10. Act only on what brings real personal growth. Growth is not accidental. It demands intention and a clear focus on what truly helps you develop as a person. Many people fill their time with activities, that look busy, but do not lead to real improvement. Acting only on what promotes personal growth requires honesty about what adds value to your life and what wastes your energy. This focus sharpens your decisions and transforms your efforts into meaningful progress. Personal growth means becoming a better version of yourself over time. It is about learning new skills, gaining deeper understanding, and strengthening your character. Not every action you take will contribute to this. It's essential to distinguish between actions that build you up and those that keep you stuck in place. When you act with growth in mind, you prioritize experiences that challenge you and push you forward. It takes courage to choose growth-focused actions, because they often require stepping outside your comfort zone. Growth doesn't come from staying in familiar surroundings or repeating the same habits that led to the current situation. It comes from pushing boundaries and accepting discomfort. You have to be willing to take risks, face failures, and learn from them. Only by embracing this process will your personal potential expand. Start by evaluating your daily activities. Which of them stretch your abilities, increase your knowledge, or improve your mindset? Which tasks make you feel alive, challenged, and excited about the future? These are the actions that promote real growth. When you identify them, make a commitment to prioritize these activities over everything else. Let them become the foundation of your routine. Personal growth also requires a mindset of learning. Each action should be seen as an opportunity to improve, not just to finish a task. When you focus on growth, mistakes become lessons. Setbacks become stepping stones. Challenges become invitations to develop resilience and creativity. This mindset changes how you approach life. Instead of avoiding difficulty, you welcome it because you know it leads to growth. Avoid distractions that don't contribute to your development. Many things in life feel urgent, but are not important. They drain your energy without helping you grow. Social media, gossip, meaningless tasks, and excessive entertainment often fall into this category. Acting only on growth means filtering these distractions out. It means saying no more often to protect your focus and your time. Choose to spend your time on activities that build skills, knowledge, and character. Reading books that inspire you, practicing new skills, engaging in meaningful conversations, and reflecting on your goals are powerful ways to grow. These actions develop you internally and prepare you for bigger opportunities. Over time, these investments in yourself will compound into extraordinary results. Be mindful of the people you spend time with. Growth is contagious. Surround yourself with those who challenge you to be better and support your journey. Acting for personal growth means seeking relationships that uplift you and avoiding those that hold you back. The company you keep influences your mindset and habits more than you realize. Sometimes growth requires you to let go of old habits, beliefs, or comforts that no longer serve you. This can be uncomfortable because it means change and uncertainty. However, clinging to what's familiar prevents growth. You must be willing to release what limits you and embrace new possibilities. This openness to change is a vital part of acting on what brings personal growth. Personal growth is also about consistency. One big action won't create lasting change. It's the small, regular steps that build momentum. Make growth-focused actions a daily priority. Even on difficult days, commit to doing something that helps you improve. This daily investment compounds and keeps your progress steady. To act only on what brings growth, you must develop self-awareness. Regularly reflect on your goals and actions. Ask yourself if your current efforts align with your vision for the future. Be honest in this reflection and ready to adjust course when necessary. Self-awareness guides you away from distractions and keeps your energy focused on growth. Growth requires patience. Results may not appear immediately, and progress can feel slow. It's important to stay committed even when you don't see quick rewards. Real transformation takes time. Trust the process and keep your focus on the value of what you are building inside yourself. Acting for personal growth also means taking responsibility for your choices. You control how you use your time and energy. Avoid blaming circumstances or waiting for the perfect moment. The power to grow is in your hands today. Choose to act intentionally, even if the steps are small, and you will see your life change. Every choice to act with growth in mind strengthens your confidence and belief in yourself. You prove that you can overcome challenges and create the life you want. This confidence becomes fuel for continued growth and motivates you to reach even higher goals. Sometimes growth actions are uncomfortable because they force you to face fears or weaknesses. This discomfort is not a signal to stop, but a sign that you are moving forward. Growth happens when you persist through challenges rather than avoid them. The satisfaction you get from pushing through difficulty is unlike any other. Developing discipline supports acting for personal growth. Discipline keeps you on track, even when motivation fades. It helps you prioritize what matters and resist distractions. When you cultivate discipline, you create a reliable foundation for growth that doesn't depend on how you feel each day. Personal growth is deeply connected to your values. When you act only on what brings growth, you align your actions with what truly matters to you. This alignment creates a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Your daily efforts become meaningful because they connect to your deepest beliefs and dreams. Remember that growth is a lifelong journey. There is always room to improve and learn more. When you commit to acting only on what brings personal growth, you embrace a life of continuous improvement. This mindset turns every day into an opportunity to become better than yesterday. Choose actions that build your skills, character, and wisdom. Avoid those that only fill your time or comfort zone. Growth-focused actions create a path toward the life you desire. They empower you to face challenges with strength and to create results that matter. Acting only on what brings real personal growth changes how you see yourself and the world around you. It gives you a sense of control and optimism. It motivates you to invest in yourself daily and never settle for less. This approach requires commitment, but rewards you with deeper satisfaction and success. When your actions align with growth, you develop resilience, confidence, and clarity. You learn to value your time as your most precious resource. Growth-focused action means saying yes to learning, effort, and change. It means rejecting comfort, distraction, and easy fixes. It means living with intention and courage. This is the path that leads to a fulfilling and impactful life. Keep your attention on what builds you. Act with purpose. Let your choices reflect your desire to grow. Every step you take in this direction is a victory. Every effort brings you closer to the person you want to become. Your future self will thank you for the decisions you make today. Choose growth, make it your guide. Live each day acting only on what brings real personal growth.